You were one armrest away from a ruined flight, and flight attendants already know how it'll play out. Here's the fear: the best seats, the fastest service, even whether your bag makes it on board, get decided minutes before you ever step on the jet bridge. And the insider secret? There is a quiet playbook crews use in 2025 to keep the cabin calm while rewarding the passengers who get it. Fi. If you've ever wondered why row 18 gets drinks first, how upgrades happen mid-flight, or what a single chime really signals, this is your map. Stick with me and you'll flip the script, safely, confidently, and without being that passenger. Secret number 1, the calm list that shapes your flight. Imagine stepping through the aircraft door, still catching your breath from security. In those first 10 seconds, the flight attendant at the galley isn't just smiling, they're scanning. One look, one nod, and you're quietly filed into what insiders call the calm list. It's invisible, but it decides more than you'd think. Who gets fast help, extra snacks, and subtle favors when things go sideways? Here's the tension. Show up tense, earbuds in, eyes on your phone, and you've branded yourself workload. Calm travelers, on the other hand, become allies. Relief comes with one move. Pause at the door, make eye contact, and say, "Hi there, anything I should know about today's flight?" That one line flips the script from forgettable to favored. A seasoned flyer told me he did just that before storing his bag neatly. 2 hours later, when meals ran short, that same attendant handed him the last warm entree. No request needed. Before boarding, exhale once, roll your shoulders down, and reset your energy. Crews read body language faster than words. Next up, the overhead bins aren't chaos at all. They're quietly managed from the moment boarding begins. Secret number 2. Overhead bins aren't first come, they're managed. You've seen it. Passengers fighting gravity and each other for a sliver of bin space. But here's the truth. It's not chaos. Flight attendants manage those compartments like airspace. Before general boarding, they already know which bins are reserved for mobility aids, crew gear, and tight connection travelers. Your finders keepers instinct. It can backfire fast. Picture this. A traveler boards late, tries to jam their roller above row 5, and gets a firm, "That space is reserved." Another passenger, 2 rows back, simply asks, "Hey, I'm in 15A. Okay if I use space above my seat?" The crew nods, even guards the bag later when bins overflow. The difference wasn't luck, it was language. Here's the insider trick. Always identify your seat when asking about bin space. It helps flight attendants protect that area for you. Use soft-sided luggage. It flexes into corners crews love. Rigid shells. Expect a gate check. And if you must gate check, snap a quick photo of the tag and the bag itself before boarding. Here's the catch. Your service order isn't random either. In the next secret, you'll see why some rows get served first and how to quietly join them. Secret number 3. Service order isn't random, it's safety math. Ever notice how sometimes the crew starts service from the back, other times from the middle, or skips your row entirely? It's not favoritism, it's physics. Flight attendants use what they call service math. They balance cart weight, turbulence forecasts, and meal counts to clear the fastest rows first, keeping the cabin stable and schedules tight. Imagine this. You've in row 17. The carts suddenly start there instead of row 1. Everyone ahead looks confused, but the crew AS logic is clear. Lighter carts move easier in mid-cabin during mild turbulence. It's safer, faster, and more efficient. So, how do you benefit? Make your row easy to serve. Have your tray down, card ready, and your order short and clear. That's how you earn micro-priority without saying a word. Crews remember passengers who streamline their rhythm. Before takeoff, quietly ask, "Will service start front or mid-cabin today?" It helps you plan bathroom runs and avoid blocking carts. Here's the twist. There's one sound that can change all of this mid-flight. Next, we're decoding the mysterious chime codes you've always ignored but should absolutely understand. Secret number 4, chime codes, the hidden language of the sky. You've heard them, the soft ding right after takeoff, the triple tone that makes flight attendants suddenly freeze, or that single chime before turbulence. Those aren't random noises. They're the flight's private language. Every sound tells the crew something specific: seatbelt status, cockpit updates, or a quiet heads up for what's coming next. Picture this. You're mid-conversation when 3 quick chimes echo through the cabin. Instantly, the attendants straighten, secure trays, and move with purpose. That's your unspoken cue. Sit down, belt tight, laptop closed. You've just avoided becoming part of an emergency dance. Here's the insider breakdown. 1 chime, routine. Seatbelt sign change or a passenger call. 2 chimes, coordination. Cabin to cockpit messages. 3 or more, priority, unexpected turbulence or crew alerts. A viewer once told me he ignored the signal and stood to grab his bag mid-flight. Seconds later, chop hit, and he barely stayed upright. Lesson learned. If you're ever uneasy after a tone, quietly ask an attendant. Expecting bumps soon? They can't predict everything, but they'll give you the real forecast tone. Next up, turbulence isn't random chaos, it's planned for. And knowing when to move is everything. Secret number 5, turbulence. Truth. Seatbelt timing beats any seat map. Here's a fear no one talks about. You're mid-air, tray out, drink in hand, and the plane jolts. Coffee spills, hearts race, and everyone's scrambling to rebuckle. But here's the insider truth. Turbulence rarely comes without warning. Crews get early cockpit cues, but they can't predict when it'll hit. So timing becomes everything. Smart travelers know the rhythm. Go to the restroom right after the seatbelt sign turns off, not 10 minutes later when the cart's out. Keep your knees inside the aisle, because those carts weigh over 200 pounds and don't stop easily. Picture this. A passenger in 24F ignored the first light flicker, stood up mid-bump and hit the ceiling. The woman beside him, buckled, calm, sipping water. 2 seconds, totally different outcomes. Before boarding, check the turbulence forecast on your airline's app. It's public data now. Choose a seat over the wing. That's where movement feels mildest. Secret number 6. Quiet upgrades and mid-flight seat moves the right way. Every passenger dreams of that empty row or surprise upgrade, but few realize those moves can legitimately happen after takeoff. Once the cabin door closes, the seating chart becomes a living puzzle that flight attendants quietly adjust. They're not playing favorites. They're solving problems: broken screens, lap infant belts, medical needs, or balancing cabin weight. Here's where you step in smartly. Don't ask, "Can I move up?" Instead, offer usefulness. If you need to reseat anyone or consolidate a family, I'm solo in 18C and happy to relocate. That line turns you from opportunist to ally. Crews remember that tone. Mini story. One traveler did exactly this when a seatbelt jammed near the bulkhead. He ended up in an extra legroom aisle. No negotiation, no side-eye. He solved a problem, and the crew rewarded initiative. Never mention what you paid. Mention the reason a move could help them: efficiency, comfort for others, safety. You'll be amazed how often that invitation pays off quietly. But before you toast that upgrade, there's a catch. Alcohol service follows its own set of hidden rules, and they're a lot stricter than you think. Secret number 7. Drink service limits are real and negotiated. You've seen it. Someone orders back-to-back drinks, gets a polite smile, and then nothing. No refill, no eye contact. Here is what's really happening. Every flight attendant quietly tracks alcohol pace and passenger behavior. It's not stinginess, it's safety math. In the air, 1 drink hits like 2 on the ground, and too much can trigger medical or security issues mid-flight. The trick isn't to push, it's to partner. Order food or water with every beverage. And if you want another round, ask with awareness. Am I okay on timing for another? That one phrase shifts you from a potential problem to a responsible traveler. Mini story. Two passengers heading to Vegas both ordered whiskey doubles. One added a snack, paced himself, and chatted politely. The other pressed for more. Guess who got cut off first? And who was offered a celebratory drink before landing? If you're celebrating something, a honeymoon, a milestone, mention it early. Crews can plan pacing and surprises safely around turbulence or descent. Speaking of cooperation, this next part's for travelers who want to make flights better for everyone. Let's talk about the fastest, smartest way to get help and help others at 35,000 feet. Secret number 8. The fastest way to get help and help others. Picture this. You hit your call button, the light glows amber, and minutes pass. No one comes. Here's the truth. Flight attendants aren't ignoring you. They're often mid-service, juggling safety checks or turbulence protocols. The fastest help doesn't come from waiting. It comes from visibility. If you spot a spill, a faint passenger, or even a broken seatbelt, stand up only if it's safe and make brief eye contact toward the galley. Say calmly, "Quick heads up, row 19 needs a hand." You'll get a faster, more precise response than the standard chime ever delivers. You've just gone from needy to helpful. Mini story. One traveler noticed his seatmate turning pale. Instead of panicking, he stepped quietly to the galley, gave a calm update, and the crew jumped in within seconds. Discreet, efficient, no commotion. If this kind of insider knowledge has already helped you, tap that like button so more travelers can fly smarter and safer. Drop your best in-flight win or horror story in the comments. Someone else will learn from it. Always use clear, factual language. Spilled hot coffee, no burns. It speeds triage and prevents confusion. Next, your luggage fate starts inside the cabin, long before baggage claim. Secret number 9. Lost bags. Start in the cabin, spotting red flags. Ever watch the chaos of boarding and think your bag's fate is sealed once you hand it over? Here's the secret. Your luggage's story starts inside the cabin. Flight attendants can often spot the signs of a bag that's going missing before it even leaves the gate. Here's how it works. Gate checks at the last minute, overstuffed rollers during full flights, and ignored valet tag instructions. Those are red flags. Each one increases the odds of a delay or misrouting once that bag leaves your sight. Mini story. A frequent traveler once gate-checked her bag when overhead bins filled up, but she snapped a photo of the tag and bag before boarding. When the bag missed the jet bridge, that image fast-tracked her claim and compensation in minutes. Always remove power banks or trackers before gate checking and confirm where to reclaim, jet bridge or carousel. Ask directly, "Is this a plainside pickup or baggage claim?" Then note it in your phone. Next, we'll reveal how flight attendants secretly decide who to help first when things go wrong and why it's got nothing to do with your ticket class. Secret Sector 10. The briefing test. How crews decide who gets help. First, here's the part no one expects. The most important safety signal on your flight happens before takeoff. During the safety demo, flight attendants aren't just reciting rules, they're watching. They're quietly noting who's paying attention, who removes their headphones, who's buckled up without being told. That quick scan decides who'll be trusted first if things go sideways mid-air. Imagine this. A medical emergency hits at cruising altitude. The crew looks for a passenger to assist, someone alert, calm, and responsive. 9 times out of 10, they pick the traveler who actually listened during the briefing, the one who looked up, the one who showed they're part of the team. Here's the real win. Awareness buys protection. The more the crew trusts your judgment, the faster they'll come to you when turbulence spikes or instructions change. You've moved from passenger to partner. Before pushback, make yourself visible. Headphones off, seatbelt clicked, posture upright. Those few seconds broadcast reliability. And that's the through line across every secret. Calm energy, small awareness, massive payoff. Because the truth is, you're no longer just another traveler. You're part of the unspoken system that keeps 35,000 feet safe. Next time, we'll dive into the secret phrases gate agents respond to, Words that unlock rebooking power, hidden upgrades, and stress-free fixes before you even board.